felt this pressure. I felt this pressure. On my pubic bone. He thought he was present.
April 25th, 2022. A courtroom in Fairfax, Virginia. Amber Heard takes the stand. What she says next will lose her everything. This is the story of how 3 courtroom moments destroyed a narrative and turned a jury of 7 against the woman claiming to be a victim. From Courtroom Chronicles, this is not a video about who was right. This is about how a trial was won in the courtroom. To understand those 3 moments, we need to understand the case. The case. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Married in 2015, divorced in 2016. In 2018, Heard writes an op-ed. She calls herself a domestic abuse survivor. Doesn't name Depp, but everyone knows. Depp loses everything. Pirates of the Caribbean? Gone. Fantastic Beasts? Recast. Career? Dead. So in 2019, Depp sues for defamation. He claims she's the abuser, not him. The ask? $50 million in damages. The trial begins April 11th, 2022. 6 weeks, broadcast live to the world. By the end, one of them would be destroyed. The question was, which one? This wasn't just about money. This was about reputation, about who the world would believe, and it would be decided by 7 jurors. 5 men, 2 women. Ordinary people from Virginia. They would hear testimony from both sides, see evidence, text messages, photos, recordings. But 3 moments, 3 specific moments in that courtroom would matter more than all the others. Here's what happened. Moment number 1. The dog stepped on a bee. April 25th, day 14 of the trial. Amber Heard takes the stand. She's been testifying for days. Crying, emotional, detailed abuse allegations. But then, this moment.
My dog stepped on a bee. We went to the vet.
This moment goes viral. Within hours, memes everywhere. TikTok dances, remixes, parodies. But why does this matter in a courtroom? Body language experts noticed something. Her cadence was off. Her expressions didn't match her words. She appeared to be performing. Now, here's what the jury didn't see. The memes, the mockery. But they did see something else. They saw inconsistency. 3 days earlier, she testified about being brutally assaulted. Graphic details, violent injuries. But her affect, her tone, it kept shifting. 1 minute devastated, next minute composed. Then this. Juror number 4 would later say in an interview, quote, "The crying, there was no tears." In a defamation case, credibility is everything. Depp had to prove 2 things. 1, that Heard's claims were false. 2, that she knew they were false. That second part, actual malice, the hardest thing to prove in court. But moments like this, they plant seeds of doubt. Was she exaggerating? Was she lying? Or was she just a bad witness? The jury would decide. But first, there was another moment, one even more damaging. Moment number 2. Camille Vasquez destroys the narrative. Meet Camille Vasquez, 32 years old, associate at Brown Rudnick, Depp's defense attorney. She's been quiet most of the trial, taking notes, observing. But on May 17th, she stands up for cross-examination, and for the next 14 hours over 3 days, she systematically dismantles Amber Heard's testimony. This is how. Cross-examination is an art. You can't just attack. You build a trap, piece by piece, then spring it. Camille starts with photo. Heard claimed Depp assaulted her December 15th, 2015. Black eyes, broken nose, split lip. The next day, she appears on James Corden, national television, No visible injuries. Camille shows the jury both photos, side by side. Now watch what Camille does. See what she did there? She didn't argue. She didn't attack. She just asked questions and let the jury connect the dots. This is called impeachment. You use the witness's own words against them. Camille does this again and again and again. Text messages? Contradicted. Photos? Explained away poorly. Timestamps? Don't match. By day 3 of cross-examination, Amber Heard is visibly frustrated, snapping at questions, defensive, and juries notice that. After 3 days, the damage is done. Post-trial interviews with jurors revealed Camille's cross-examination was the turning point. Juror number 5, quote, "She was combative, we noticed that." Juror number 2, "The photos didn't match the testimony." This is the power of cross-examination. You don't need to prove someone is lying. You just need to make them seem unreliable. And in a defamation case, credibility is the case. But there was one more moment. The moment that sealed it. Moment number 3. The $7 million lie. 2016. The divorce. Amber Heard receives $7 million in the settlement. She makes a public promise. She will donate all of it. Half to the ACLU, half to Children's Hospital Los Angeles. She tells the world, quote, "I want nothing. This was never about money." This makes her a hero. A survivor who gave everything away. But in 2022, in that courtroom, the truth comes out. Depp's team subpoenas the ACLU and Children's Hospital. They ask, how much did Amber Heard donate? The answer? $350,000 to the ACLU, $250,000 to the hospital. Total, $600,000 out of $7 million promised. Where's the other $6.4 million? On cross-examination, Camille asks directly, "Miss Heard, you pledged $7 million to charity. How much have you donated?" Heard's answer, quote, "I use pledge and donate synonymously. This isn't just about charity. Remember, this is a defamation case. Depp has to prove Heard acted with actual malice, that she knew she was lying. The pledge revelation does something crucial. It shows a pattern of deception. If she lied about this publicly for years, what else is she lying about?" Post-trial, jurors confirmed the pledge issue destroyed her credibility. Juror number 3, quote, "It seemed like she was able to flip the switch on her emotions." Juror number 5, "The charity thing was disappointing." In legal strategy, this is called impeachment by omission. You don't prove every lie. You prove enough lies that the jury stops believing anything. And that's exactly what happened. The verdict. June 1st, 2022. After 6 weeks of testimony, the case goes to the jury. They deliberate for 3 days. The question they must answer: did Amber Heard defame Johnny Depp with actual malice? On all 3 counts of defamation, they answer yes. The damages: $10 million in compensatory damages, $5 million in punitive damages, reduced to $350,000 by Virginia law. Total, $10.35 million awarded to Depp. Heard wins 1 counterclaim. She's awarded $2 million. Net result: Depp wins $8.35 million. But more importantly, he wins back his reputation. The verdict sends shockwaves. Social media explodes. Millions celebrate. Millions criticize. Heard appeals. The verdict is upheld. Depp returns to acting. Heard largely disappears from Hollywood. But beyond the celebrity drama, this trial became a case study in courtroom strategy. 3 moments, each one small, but together they told a story. And in a trial, the story is everything. What we can learn. So what can we learn from this trial? 3 lessons in courtroom strategy. Lesson 1. Credibility is cumulative. 1 lie, you might explain it away. 2 lies, suspicious. 3 lies, the jury stops believing anything. Heard told dozens of lies. Her credibility collapsed under its own weight. Lesson 2. Cross-examination is a weapon, not a bludgeon. Camille didn't scream or attack. She asked precise questions. She let the evidence speak. She let the jury think. That's the difference between good lawyers and great ones. Lesson 3. Juries see everything. They notice body language. They sense performance. They feel authenticity, or the absence of it. You can rehearse testimony, but you can't fake humanity. And Heard's jury saw through her. These 3 moments didn't win the case alone. There were 6 weeks of testimony, dozens of witnesses, hundreds of pieces of evidence. But these moments, they crystallized everything. They gave the jury a narrative and a reason to believe it. That's what great trial lawyers do. They don't just present facts. They tell a story and make the jury want to believe it. This was the Depp versus Heard trial, a case that captivated millions. But it's far from the only trial where strategy mattered more than truth. Next week, we're breaking down another case, the trial of Alex Murdaugh, a man who murdered his wife and son, then took the stand in his own defense. It was the worst mistake he ever made. Don't miss it. Subscribe to Courtroom Chronicles, new trial breakdown every week. Thanks for watching.